Hey, I know we just checked the car for our winter trips, but it's time to sit crooked and talk straight with Shahe about having the car spring trip ready. And Shahe, you know what? The thing is that you should always be checking the car no matter what. I know we go from winter to spring. It's amazing how our cars change in that little time, especially with all the weather we've been having. But let's get into some of the things here as we get ready to hit the roads with the family, or just, you know, even the college kids or anybody going anywhere. So let's start with, what's kangaroo on a trampoline?
Oh, yeah, kangaroo. Yeah, don't be a kangaroo on a trampoline, meaning basically you want to avoid potholes. Potholes are huge, especially with our weather. In the wintertime with rain and whatnot, the gravel starts breaking down. As you can see here, even in my parking lot, these chips start coming apart, and all of a sudden you have a pothole, and it gets deeper and deeper. When you're driving, make sure you're paying attention, because every time you hit a pothole, the tire is going to go drop very dramatically, and it's going to go beyond the normal extension, and it hits your shock. So now you go over that bump over and over again. It's like driving super fast over speed bumps. So pay attention when you're driving for potholes. Avoid them. And the best way to avoid it is to let go of the accelerator. Before you even brake, just let go of the accelerator, slow down momentum, then hit the brakes, so you can easily go over the pothole if you can't avoid it.
I like it. Okay, this is very important here because we are seeing more bicycles, people out. We just had a terrible accident with cyclists. And so you're talking about sharing is caring, and that's sharing the road, right?
Yeah, sharing the road, absolutely. Just make sure the number one issue when it comes to bicyclists and pedestrians and cars getting into a collision is right turns, always. Because we're always in a hurry. We're trying to make a quick right. Well, we get into the of using the side view mirror and learn how to adjust it, so that way you can, obviously you always want to look back, but if you can pay attention on both sides to make sure that your right side, if that bicyclist or a person walking their dog, or even runners, especially with the weather nice now, you want to make sure you don't cut in front of them. This vehicle is 3,000 to 6,000 pounds. That bike is 20 pounds. So make sure that it doesn't take more than a 1 pound of a hit to really seriously injure someone. So you want to avoid that. Sharing is caring is crucial. Slow down and make sure that you pause on your right turns longer than you normally would. Yeah,
and I have to say, I'm going to say also to the cyclists, like, you guys got to realize that people don't see at times, and you got to know the rules of the road too, because I do see some get in the middle of the road when you're supposed to be on the side, and that's something everybody needs to be paying attention to, which is so important, and we want everyone to get there safe. Okay, did you say not so harmless splashing? What is not so harmless splashing?
Yes. Not so harmless splashing is just basically when you're driving, and most drivers are like, oh, they see a small puddle, they're like, it's not a big deal, I'll just drive over it, it's just water, it's going to splash up. Well, first and foremost, we all have that undercarriage splash guard that protects from debris and water and everything to hit your engine and your transmission, which a lot of times the pan and the engine transmission are aluminum. It doesn't take much to puncture it and create a hole. So you want to avoid potholes and avoid puddles, because when you see a puddle, you're like, oh, it's not a big deal. Guess what? There's a pothole there. So again, avoid that, because it is a harmful splash. When you drive over it, that water comes up, you're going to hit a pothole, and if there's rocks, it might puncture your engine or your transmission. Make sure that you slow down and avoid potholes and puddles.
I like that. And of course, please don't think you should be splashing the people at the bus stop because you have a car and they don't. Anyways, all right, this is pretty neat. Where's Waldo? This is very important, especially as people travel up north.
Yes, absolutely. Right now, this is the season for coyotes and javelina. This is when they come out all the way through the end of March, so you want to avoid them. They're hungry, they're looking for food, and you're driving and not paying attention. Again, distraction isn't specifically just for other cars. You want to make sure that we're safe with the animals as well. So make sure that you pay attention when you're driving, especially in small neighborhoods in and out. They're hiding in different places. They're going to cross, not necessarily up north with deer and wild animals, but javelina and coyote here in the valley, as you know, they've just taken over. So avoid driving super fast through those small neighborhoods of 15 to 25 miles an hour. During the school season, we make sure that we're at 15 for the kids, but this time right now is even go slower, because those javelinas and the coyote will just jump across trying to get from one house to another for food.
So I like that. Okay, I know we got a couple more here, but I do got to talk about this one, and this one drives me crazy, and that is there are signs that say merge. There's signs that say construction going on, merge to the other lane, and people drive all the way up onto the construction to expect to get over when everybody's over. They think they're going to get around everybody. That's like the worst thing because it brings everybody to a timeout, doesn't it?
It does, and construction zones are the timeouts for cars and streets, so you want to avoid them. And the quickest way and the best way to avoid that, they give you the warning already ahead of time. 2 miles, 3 miles, construction ahead. So if you know that you're in a hurry and you're going to be impatient and force yourself through all that and not pay attention to the rules, change your route. Make a right turn, make a left turn, reroute, go take the 51, go other ways if you're not going to be able to slow down and be patient because it's crucial. They're there for their protection. They're wearing that yellow and the orange vest. The cones are up, but I can't tell you how many people just, I got to go, and they force their way. And what it does is it creates other people to stop and slow down. Well, guess what happens? That poor guy that's running or the family that's got the dog or the cyclist that's just trying to enjoy the nice weather is coming through. All three things we spoke about all come together, and you have the domino effect during the construction zone. So pay attention. This is their time now when they come out to try and resurface our streets and fix all the repairs from all the winter damage.
I like that. Shahe, I love it. You always stop in when we need you, especially right now with the spring break trips. Tell everybody where they can find you and, of course, the new book that's coming out.
Yes, sir. I'm at 4610 North 7th Street, just south of Highland on the west side of the road. And the book is called carconfidential.com. Sign up. You'll get a ping when it drops.
There you go. We sat crooked, but we talked straight about our cars for a spring break trip. So please talk to this guy. I love him. I trust him with my cars. He's amazing.